Sorry, I have to leave. They said it's a felony for me to do this. Apparently, I can't be on the floor or in the bathroom. Well, you told me I was only allowed to be here in the bathroom. No, hang on. Bye, everybody. I've got to go.
Representative Collier was supposed to join us tonight. She is still on the House floor as this all unfolds right here in real time. We're going to talk to her as soon as is possible. But for now, joining us, Texas State Representative John Busey III. He represents parts of Austin. Also with us, John Bisignano, president of the National Democratic Redistricting Committee.
Representative Busey, I don't even want to know where to begin. I'm sitting here outside of the state of Texas watching the crass, gross behavior of Republican legislators in their treatment of their colleagues, in their roughshod efforts to just steal an election without making a case for the American people. I was heartened to hear Representative Wu, though, note a couple of things. One, that, if we don't stand up right now because these leaders of the party, of the Republican Party in the state, don't give a damn, we will lose a lot more than you believe. Two was the fact that folks are beginning to rally. Citizens are starting to rally, which, of course, is irking the hell out of Republicans because now that's another layer they have to contend with. What will you say? What's going on in terms of voters out there? How are they responding to this? And what does it look like once this vote is over? What comes next?
I'm actually coming from the House floor because we're being detained, all of us, by police. They won't let us leave. I'm not in my office, so I had to come find a back room to do this interview. One, I want to say I'm so grateful that people are getting to know the great Nicole Collier. She's former chair of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus. She's an attorney. She's a 7-term state representative, and they have spent the last 2 days keeping her detained and locked up in the House chamber. She has to ask permission to go to the bathroom. This is absurd that this is happening in America. I also just want to say I'm so proud to be a Texas Democrat, all 62 of us showing our fight today, standing up to these racist rigged maps. And then finally, I want to say I'm sad for the people of America because Donald Trump, with the help of Texas Republicans, stole 5 congressional seats today, and they are silencing the voice of Americans. But as your question asks, what are people saying? They are responding to us. They are standing up and they are fighting back and they are joining us. And we know that they can do whatever they want to try to rig the game. The people of America will not let them get away with it.
John, you've been doing this work for a long time, and I'm curious, as you hear what the representative just said, that we are being detained, that they had, security with them to make sure they wouldn't leave the state, which they are constitutionally, it's in the Constitution of Texas that they are allowed to do so, to break quorum. This feels like it should be red blaring sirens in this country, both in Texas and in this country, that these people can't do their jobs, right? That they are being detained by police officers, by some officers. It seems crazy, but people seem a little too calm for my liking.
Yeah, this country thrives on checks and balances. Right? Everything is built on the proposal that we have checks and balances within this country. And what you're seeing completely eroded in Texas right now is that reality in which a governor is able to completely shut down an entire party. And I know folks throw around the word authoritarianism and fascism. And the part that's really troubling and real and frustrating is that those words mean a small group of people is able to make the decisions for you. And that's what we're seeing right now in Texas. We're seeing a small group of people, just Republican legislators in Texas. You look at polling, no people want this, no citizens, no voters. Gerrymandering polls around 70% against every time. Yet in Texas, there's a small group of people, and I include Donald Trump and Greg Abbott in that group, to say, we are going to decide what happens here, and we're going to tell you exactly what's going to happen.
Let's take a look at that poll, one of those polls, Representative. This is from Emerson College. The question was, do you support or oppose the proposal to redraw Texas's congressional map ahead of the midterms? You only had 36% of Texans saying they supported that, 38% saying they opposed it, and 26% saying they were unsure, which seems to me like an opportunity for you and other Democrats to prosecute your case with Texas voters.
Absolutely. Look, Donald Trump is one of the most unpopular presidents in modern times. He's down to 37% approval rating. He knows that he is going to lose in the midterms. That's why he's trying to rig the maps instead of change his policies to serve the people. He's a disgrace. Greg Abbott is a disgrace, and Texas Republicans have failed the people. But the people are paying attention. And come the midterm election, they're going to march to the ballot box and they're going to fight back with the best way we can. And that's by electing new leadership for this country.
Representative, is there any conversation, because you have other states like California starting to play a role here, which I think is important, and other states are as well looking at it, although there's still some nervous Nellies out there who just can't seem to understand the moment and are, want to kind of wringing their hands. But in the face of all of that, here's the reality, and I'd like you to speak to it. Texas may steal 5 congressional seats, but Democrats nationwide are poised a year out. Now, everything changes. We know that. But given the trajectory of things, it's poised to do very well, more than making up for the 5 seats stolen. Is there any discussion and consideration of that, as well as what do you do after this happens? I mean, there's a process, I'm sure, right, where it's not automatic. You still have to get the map approved, or they have to do the implementation on the ground with the various legislative districts, et cetera. But there's a potential court challenge. So you do have these two things, the reality that you still got to run an election and actually win those seats, in addition to the other seats that you're going to be contested on nationwide. But also you can slow this process down by dragging this into the courts and having it adjudicated there as well. True?
Absolutely. And we will definitely be doing that. We're going to take this fight to the courts, and then we're going to take this fight to every single race. We're not going to concede a single congressional seat. We're going to go talk to the voters, and we're going to talk about what Donald Trump and Greg Abbott did today, what they did to silence their voice and steal the election. And we're going to make every race a fight. We're going to do everything we can. And with that, I want to say, for people that are sitting on the sidelines, or members in California that are scared to do this, Donald Trump and Greg Abbott are breaking the rules right now. I am proud that California is ready to step up and fight back. We need everybody, Democrat, Independent, Republican. If you love this country, and if you believe that the table should be big enough for all of us, we all have to stand up and fight back right now. We have to do our part. Get off the sideline and push. Barack Obama called on the actions of California today in support. I'm proud of that, and we must all join in that chorus, because this is not a game. They will take away our freedom. They will take away our voice. We have to push back.
John, I want to play some sound from Texas State Representative Todd Hunter, Republican, and get your response on the other side.
The underlying goal of this plan is straightforward: improve Republican political performance. Each of these newly drawn districts now trend Republican in political performance. While there's no guarantee of an electorate success, Republicans will now have an opportunity to potentially win these districts.
Eugene, do we give them credit for saying the quiet part out loud?
That's exactly that's the question, right? Because at the end of the day,
they can't help themselves.
You cannot say they didn't tell us. You can't say they're hiding the ball, John, right? From the very beginning, they've been clear about this. They've been clear that this is about making it easier for them in Texas to win elections. Is that better, so that the folks that want to make sure that things are more equal can get the horses together, can be ready to ride?
No,
let's talk about what they really do. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think what we've seen happen with the representative is he clearly walked out of a room with a lawyer that told him so specifically, don't say racial gerrymandering, say political, and just keep saying it over and over until you fall down. And the reality is, in truth, what they're doing is racial gerrymandering. And they can say this is political all they want. And sure, I'm sure they have political motives, but that doesn't change what the effects are on racial dynamics in the state. There are actual people that will be affected by this map. And those people will be used in court cases as statistics. I think it's very clear when you hear somebody continually iterate the same thing over and over, they're just trying to hide the reality that they're diluting new racial growth and population in the state with these maps. And I just want to say one more thing about these maps. They are a gerrymander on top of a gerrymander. This is an already gerrymandered map. The National Redistricting Foundation has been in court for the past 3 years adjudicating this map. And currently, we find ourselves in place to do so again and continue on these new extraordinarily racially gerrymandered maps.